If we look around the Middle East, there is approximately 60% of companies that fail within the first 2 years. And that happens mainly in the area of technology. Today, I want to discuss with the managing partner of Altavant, Bastien Renault, who is going to tell us about what is so special about the success that Altavant has got for the last 7 years. So 7 years ago, Altavant was created in Dubai originally. And I want to understand what is the special sauce that your people have in this business?
I think clearly we succeeded in creating something that was matching with the expectations of the Middle East. You know that here the expectations are quite high because the customers' expectations are quite high. So there was a demand clearly, not necessarily for IT products, because we are definitely not an IT product company. We are not selling products. We are selling advices and consultancy. So this approach match the expectations, and clearly what we love with our approach and our team is that they are really into this. They don't have the feeling that they are selling product, they are selling solutions and solving problems. This is what make their day-to-day life, let's say, fun in their job, even if basically IT and technology is not a fun industry, but it can be. The way we are approaching it, we are kind of successful for more than 7 years, thanks to this.
Now, not all gigs are fun, but some can be. Now, let me understand a little bit more about, in your own words, what is the value that you think that Altavant is delivering to the customers? What is so special? I mean, if you compare with so many consulting companies in technology that there is in the region, what makes that? What is the real value that you want to provide to your customers?
At the beginning, I think that years of retail industry and a retail background was the main thing. But then we realized quite quickly that our customer love our reliability. So we always deliver on time because that's part of the basic principle in our job usually. But apparently it's not applied a lot in Middle East. So we deliver always on time and above the expectations. So again, they came with a problem, or they came with an expectation about a specific product, but more and more they were asking about advices, consultancy, and something which is a bit out of the classic initial project. That's how slowly we became successful.
And that's a challenge, in fact, because consultancy is almost intangible. How can you understand the value that you're going to get for consultancy? But in particular, yourself, how do you know that if your customers are happy with the service that you deliver?
Basically, it's mainly about the loyalty. That's as easy as that. It's not about the words, it's about the action. So when they renew the contract, and that's why we're still there after 7 years, because most of the customers, we had them from the first year and they are still in our portfolio. So yeah, their action is that they renew the contract. They are happy with what we are delivering, and they are asking a lot of, let's say, new stuff that didn't come to us for that at the beginning. And then finally, more and more, they can call me on evening or weekends just to ask about something else about their business, in case I can advise them or push them towards another service provider that have the specialty they are looking for, because they trust us. So word of mouth. So a lot of people came to us because of the word of mouth from other customers, and we are doing the same for some of our colleagues. So loyalty of my customers are clearly a sign that they are kind of happy about what we are delivering so far.
I love this specific part, because a lot of companies have sophisticated ways to measure net promoter score, but here we are talking about real action. If the guy is capable of having the trust of saying, hey, Bastien, I have a question, I have a challenge today, that's the best form of recognition.
Opening up, yeah.
But I want to know a little bit more about yourself, about the journey that you have got. So tell me a little bit more about how did you end up working at Altavant? Where did you start? So we recognize the accents. This is French, yes. But tell me more.
Basically, I was not expecting working in the IT business at all. I'm from the retail industry. So I grew up and started in the retail business, clearly, and nothing else. But then opportunities in Europe brought me to IT departments within the retail, where I was supposed to purchase some technology and solutions. And I realized that these IT people speak completely a different language. So I was facing this kind of two worlds trying to talk together, and they don't speak the same language. They don't have the same expectations. So I was on the business side and retail side, and I had to talk to IT geeks who were not understanding what were my expectations. So I decided to be, to go on the dark side of the force. And I moved to the IT business years ago. And now I'm a supplier. I'm a provider of IT solutions. The good thing, and that's one of the reasons why we're successful, is that most of the people in the company, we have a retail background. So we understand the business, we understand the expectations. That's the reason why we are successful, because we speak the same language, exactly the same language as our customers. So there's no secret. We speak the same language. We can talk not only business, we can talk heart to heart. We can understand each other. That's the main secret.
I think that this is quite powerful, because everybody thinks that when you are talking with the digital companies, tech companies, that everything has to be like formatted in the geek way. But here we are talking about human interaction, like a business conversation, and talking value, in fact, to the customers. I love that. By the way,
you saw our claim. Our punch tag is not just a fancy word. We say, don't work for technology, make it work for you. That's exactly what is this about.
And that brings me to the side of the way, the Altavant way. So the Altavant way is made basically by people. What do you think is the core of your mission with the people here in Altavant? What is the main task that you do for them?
I will sound strange maybe, because I'm going to talk about creativity and poetry in a IT industry, which is not expected usually, but clearly, even if it's very technology oriented business, we are trying to maintain and create a environment where our consultants are still creative, and that's what they love about their job. Clearly, if you ask any of our team, you are a team member, you will see that they love the fact that they can be creative. They are pushed to think out of the box and not apply like robots kind of things that they learned at school. So every day is different. Every project, every customer can be different. So basically what we are kind of proud of is that we succeeded in creating this environment where my consultants, without my help now, are able to challenge themselves and to think out of the box. And they love what they are creating and delivering with their hands. They are kind of artists of the IT business. It exists. So this is what we're doing, developing and coding and to match exactly what the customer is expecting.
And I guess expectations are defined not only by the end result that the customer imagines, but it goes beyond. It's about the end result that they expect. It's not about the solution itself. It's about the outcome that they expect: more revenues, more profitability, whatever it is. And sometimes customers may need a little bit of a push or help to understand what is the real value, right?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it takes time, but
talking about value, so I can imagine the relationship that you have and the team has with customers. But I cannot imagine yet what could be the best compliment that you have received from a customer, that something that they have told you. What do you think is that could be?
Again, it's more about their actions with us and the fact that they are loyal to us, but what they love, generally speaking, something that comes on a regular basis, is the word reliability. We are reliable. And when you engage and you're whatever, a CEO or an IT manager, you engage your credibility towards your management to purchase a solution. So you're expecting that this will work. So you need to trust providers like us, and they trust us. That's what we like when they repeat that we are reliable and trustable. These two values are kind of not that common in this business, because at the end of the day, this is IT. And a lot of people don't understand, don't have any clue about IT. So as soon as you use a technical speech, you can lose them and pretend that you are delivering something fancy and using some fancy words, but they are looking for reliability and efficiency. So we are not there to talk Chinese with them and to use specific fancy words. We talk business, return on investments, efficiency, productivity. That's all what they want to hear.
That is amazing. But okay, thanks to that, in fact, thanks to this repetition of words that you claim that are related to productivity, efficiency, and a team that is driven towards this direction, there has been a clear growth of the impact of Altavant. And nowadays, you have started the expansion of Altavant beyond the Middle East, Africa, where it was already quite well established, and you are going into Europe. So what's the reason that you're going to Europe? Wasn't it easier to expand the Asia side or somewhere else?
Geographically speaking, yes. Now, again, the heart is involved because we grew up, and that's our origin coming from Europe. And most of the brands we're working with in Altavant are luxury brands. So most of them come from Europe, Italy, France. So we deliver the kind of high level of deliveries here in the Middle East. And so that was a logical move to go back and work with the head office of these brands in Europe. We have the know-how, that we address markets that are kind of tough here because the customers' expectations level are really high in the Middle East. So now we are trained, highly trained. We can go back home and do the same job, repeat it, hopefully as successfully as we did in the Middle East. That's the whole idea.
That's quite amazing. By the way, congratulations, because I have seen that the team of Altavant is quite well diverse, so you have all nationalities possible. But what struck me is that despite this difference of nationalities, it's almost like they have like a common language, a common standard of how things should be done, and that is quite impressive. Coming back to this area of the people, so let's imagine that somebody wants to work for your company. What is the things that you value the most, in fact, into people that are onboarded and new joiners of Altavant?
I think the main thing would be the cooperation. Cooperation. We love the fact that they work together on some challenges. They are put together like a team to work on the challenge to find the solution, and they love that. And yes, clearly we mix the nationalities. We have only one per nationality. As in Dubai, we have still like an average of 168 something nationality in just one city. So that's an opportunity for us to have different origins, and they all have different competencies. Some are more geeks, some are more about the business aspect, some are more project managers. And when they all work together, it creates this kind of atmosphere. And again, we want to create this environment to make sure that they will stay with us. It's not only about the money we are giving them. Some employees, they grew up from, most of them, they were there from day one. Some, they more than doubled their salary in few years with us because they grew up, they grew with us. So we love this story of keeping the same core team and just adding more and more players to the team, but every time with the same approach, cooperation. We don't want to have mavericks or people working alone in front of their computer. We want this to stay a team job because this is where we're strong at.
Listen, I think that the future of Altavant is quite promising. I love this idea of the expansions going to the motherland to retrieve all these brands that have been working with us here in the Middle East. I think that the people are really the core essence of what the company provides to the customers, and the fact that you have developed a culture that makes that if these employees are happy being together in the office, I mean, they're going to be also happy when they meet the customers, and they're going to deliver as much as possible for them. I love this idea. Bastien Renault, it was lovely to spend time with you, and much more success for Altavant.
Thank you. Thank you.